So before I even have time to make any other video, Konami must have seen my previous video because we have a new ban list. Kind of unusual that they would suddenly make a ban list like this, but I imagine that probably is going to hit the best decks in speed harder. They're probably not going to hit Rush because Rush is already in a pretty good place, other than, Worms just being the best deck, but that's a new deck, so they won't hit that just yet. But it's always kind of strange that they did not hit Stardust enough, and it just doesn't make sense in a business standpoint, putting aside that it just makes the format way too toxic. I talked about that in the previous video, so I guess let's have a look at what they did. Okay, so more FTK bans. Ancient Gear Explosive, I've never seen this in an FTK, but always fine to have more hits, I guess. But again, I really hope that they address more skills than just to hit every single burn cards. This is also a burn card, yeah, okay. More burn bans, that's fine. Limit 1 Zombie World, that's a Stardust hit. This card has always not been the healthiest because it's straight up just a floodgate, so this card being to 1 is just a good hit in general. Oracle of Zephyr, I think that is also Stardust. I don't see too many people play this in Stardust, but I think it's because it's searchable and then you can just stack your top deck and you can just draw whatever you want. So okay, Elphobia is a card that should be hit like 2 ban lists ago. I don't know why it took them that long, but it's fine to hit it now than never. Lyrilisk has always not been a very healthy deck, I think, to be around just in general, and this card makes it even worse because not only now you have a way to not take any damage from Assemble Nightingale, you just have to, if you draw this card, your opponent just straight up doesn't get to play, so this card being hit is good. Galaxy Journey is also good. I think this, I don't know if this is like used in any sort of like FTK or broken turn 1 combo. I just know that this card is played in Branded because it's a way that you can use Branded Fusion to send Jumper and then get this card. And then this card can summon back a banished monster. But that's fine, I guess. Ancient Gear Cannon, another FTK hit. Nobody cares. Like, if you're actually playing Ancient Gears, you don't care about hits like these. Synchro World, again, another Stardust hit, which is good. I'm glad to see that they're actually hitting a lot of Stardust field spells. Limit 2 Hatronade, I think at this point Hatronade can go back to limit 3 or something. I still don't think it should be unlimited because it's still a pretty strong card against specific decks. And like, if you play this card against a specific strategy, it can win you the game on its own if, a back row heavy deck ever becomes meta, which is if you had just play a card that completely wins you the game, it's always not a good thing, so I still think this card should be limited somewhat, but I think limit 2 is fine. Potentially limit 3 might be also okay. Okay, limit 3, Shooting Quasar Dragon, Stardust Synchron. Okay, so they are actually hitting a lot of Stardust cards, which is good. Always having more Stardust hits is a good thing. But the skill is still the skill. It still does whatever it does, and they still have like a lot of options that they can go into that doesn't have to necessarily use Shooting Quasar. They have like other cards they can reveal other than Stardust Synchron. They have ways to search Stardust Synchron, so that's not that big of a hit. Having less Quasars is kind of a nerf, but they can always just make other level 12 synchros. Econ, I love using Econ. I love that it's being that the limitation is being loosened. I have always liked enemy controller as like a concept. It's a little bit too good in the past, but I think nowadays it's fine. if a card like Econ is good, that is kind of a sign that the metagame is kind of healthy. It's kind of like when Fallen into Virtuous is good in the TCG. It's going to be a strong card, but I'm fine with it being played a lot because it's a pretty fun card to be playing around. Much better than cards like Lava Golem and Sphere Mode. A Satellite Warrior, all right, more Stardust hits, and then Unlimited Infinity. I love Cyber Dragons and will never complain about more buffs, even if I don't think it really does a whole lot. I think it does is I think the rank 4 remember what the card is, the Constellar card that lets you cheat out this card. I think that's already unlimited. I might be wrong, but if it isn't, now you can play them both because that card was previously limited to one. But I don't think people are going to use that anyway. I don't think there's a lot of decks that spam a lot of level 4s and doesn't lock you in some way. And even if it doesn't, I don't think any decks like that are like competitively viable. I guess like what performages? I don't know, but like I guess it's fine. And then for like a trap hole, that's like whatever. All right, that's cool. There is a skill rebalancing. Okay, let's have a look. Princess Adina's protection rescue rabbit's call revised to reduce the effectiveness on effect damage. Okay, that's like something they should have done like ages ago. Actually nerf the skills to stop them from being played with FTKs. And then okay, they are actually nerfing the starter skill. That is actually more than I would expect Konami would do. I think they probably realized that if Stardust stays at tier 0, no one will buy their new box. So, that's good, that's good. Alright, so updated skills, it just straight up says your opponent takes no effect damage. Okay, that's pretty good. Any effect damage your cards inflict to your opponent becomes 0. So, if your opponent is playing Valmana card, they can still damage themselves if they want. Alright. Bonds of the Converging Stars. Okay. Add a Shining Star Dragon from your deck to your hand. So instead of adding any tuner, which is like the most broken thing ever, it's the reason why the deck is so strong because you can just add anything depending on the matchup. You can play like a one of that is good against a certain matchup, and then you can just add it to your hand if you play against that deck. So, having to add specifically Shining Star Dragon is thematic at least. It's still a really good effect, but definitely makes the skill a lot less broken than it was. And then oh, okay, so instead of being able to choose the synchros that you summon, it's now random. So there is a chance that you just don't get Ancient Fairy Dragon, which is one of the most broken things that a deck is able to do, because Ancient Fairy Dragon is limited to 1, right? But because you summon it with your skill, and you can choose to just summon Ancient Fairy Dragon every time, you can just have it alongside any limit 1 field spell that you play in your deck. But now you just can't do that because it won't be reliable enough because it's going to be random. I mean, it's still like what 50% of the time because it's like um two of the 5, and one of them will always be live stream dragon, and then the other 2 will be picked between the remaining 4, right? So uh yeah, it's still, I think you still probably will get Ancient Fairy Dragon a decent amount of times, but I don't think it's going to be reliable enough that the field spell strategy would be, consistent. But I mean, it's still a nerf. I don't know if it's enough because it the combo is still pretty strong, even if you don't guarantee a field spell search. But they did hit some of the field spells, like Zombie World 2-1, so you can't play that alongside Crimson Dragon and Oracle of Zephyr. But yeah, I think that's honestly a good enough hit in terms of like field spells. I don't know if there's like a secret field spell that people are going to find that is going to break Stardust again. But even if they do, it's not going to be like reliable enough that they can use it every time. So yeah, I think that's a step in the right direction. I would say. I don't know if that is enough to kill Stardust. But definitely they are realizing that if they don't hit Stardust in some way that is significant, no one will buy the new box, which is always something that I'm a bit confused about when I saw the previous ban list, because when you look at the previous ban list, you quickly realize that Stardust is still the best deck without a doubt. But now I think the deck is a lot less broken. Like the gap between Stardust and the other meta contenders are a lot less big than it is before, because like right now there is no reason if you want to just win games to play anything other than Stardust, because that deck is just so ahead of the other decks that it just doesn't make sense. Like you're just trolling if you're not playing Stardust. It's I think the situation is a lot different to like Rush or like Character Duels, for example. Like those two other formats have clear best decks. Like Character Duels have Onomats. That's clearly the best deck. And right now, Worms are kind of dominating all Rush tournaments because that deck is overtuned. But even in those two formats, I don't think the gap between the best deck and the other decks are that big. Like, you can still realistically win a lot of games by playing other, like, rogue decks, just by playing, like, the correct non-engine, depending on the meta spread. And I don't think it's that miserable compared to playing against Stardust, where if you want to have a chance of winning with any sort of rogue deck, you must be able to play like the Dark Ruler, Forbidden Droplet type cards, or like Kaiju's Lava Golem to even like have a chance, and even then it's still kind of miserable. Uh, yeah, I think hopefully that will be less of an issue right now after the hits. So these are gonna be in effect at 27th of July. So just like what 4 days for me to try to get a King of Games after the ban list goes to effect. But there's gonna be like the new Blackfang support. I think is the next thing that's gonna come out. Hopefully that's not gonna be too broken, so we don't just completely replace a tier 0 format with another tier 0 format. Fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. But for now, it's pretty good. I would say definitely they are doing something right. I don't know if it's enough, but at least they are doing something, and it's in the right direction for once. And that's always a good thing, I think. So tell me what you think in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.